Welcome, guys, and yeah, well, it's the final. It's a bit late. This is a pre-recording of the live stream, but we're going to give you all the action that we can give you. While the guys are already lined up on grid, we're going to hear them revving up the engines pretty soon, and should be a good one. Sean Willifear already haven't taken number one, winning the championship. And then a very interesting battle there between Jeff Leroux and Melvin Gous, who is currently fighting for second place in the championship. Now, Sean Leroux was right up there, but unfortunately he cannot make the final round. So Jeff Leroux has taken a sabbatical from sim racing, decided, well, he's not going to hang about, he's going to get back into it, albeit in a completely different rig. And it's going to be between these guys to battle it out for second place in the championship. And then we also have the championship leaders in the front wheel drive class battling it out, where we have Wayne Mitten, Donovan Lowe, Christo Mankis, and we see immediately Rian van Rensburg there getting squashed, and another car there. Oh, that's Andrew Stadler actually, sorry, my bad there. So Andrew Stadler up there in third place. We just saw the roof of Rian van the Westhuizen's car there is being spun out. But another interesting battle, not part of the championship, but definitely going to be quick. And I think we have, yes, Tian van Rooyen there, currently in sixth place, trying to catch up, and quite a quick driver. Unfortunately, only started late in the season, but he's shown his skill, he's shown his pressure, so to speak, and well, he's going to be there just for winning honours. And oh, I'm so sorry for that. I'm going to try and cross over. And there we go. Tavi, sorry for that. As I said, Sean Willifear currently leading the championship. Well, actually having won the championship, running away from the field. Andrew Stadler there in second place. And look at this, Rion Schultz. He has returned to SRA after a long break from sim racing and built his own livery and absolutely flying at the moment. Unfortunately, I do believe we have lost Melvin Gous there, so not sure what happened there. But with him and Jeff Leroux fighting for championship honours, it is not going to be easy. We can see Melvin Gous there coming through the field at the back, so that's a massive dive ongoing. We're going to go to that battle and see what's happening there. Melvin Gous right there behind Gary Fleming, followed by Donovan Lowe, so a massive dive there. And Gary running wide, coming back into line there. Melvin Gous on the inside there, very late on the brakes as they go into turn one through Crowthorne. But look at this, Jeff Leroux knows he has to make up points, and he's got a very quick Rion Schultz ahead of him, as well as Tian van Rooyen, who's absolutely flying. And we see Rion Schultz there running wide, Melvin Gous putting it sideways, Donovan Lowe as well as Gary Fleming there side by side. These guys are all battling it out for the front wheel drive honours, with Wayne Mitten leading with, I think, about 1 point from Gary Fleming, followed by Martin Mankis from SAOL, a superb drive from him in his first ever full circuit league. And then fourth place, Donovan Lowe. So that is going to be a championship to watch out for. But for rear wheel drive honours here, as I said, we've got this battle going on, and Melvin Gous running wide ever so slightly. But look at that, we've got Rion Schultz, and he's falling back slightly. But the dice we want to watch is Donovan Lowe now on the rear bump of Gary Fleming. And look at that, Wayne Mitten on the inside there of JP Duffy. So JP Duffy having none of it in that Opel Astra, but Wayne gets the better drive here, and Wayne absolutely pushing it with Gary Fleming leading the class. Well, I'm not going to say class B, but the front wheel drive honours. And Tubby, if you can just tell me if the sound is okay. I'm not quite sure, I can't hear anything here. And oh, that is Wayne Mitten to take himself out. That is a very yeah, well, that is not Wayne's style, unfortunately. A bit of a flyover there, but in the background there we can see this is Rudy Fento, who's one of the newcomers to Sim Race Africa, and absolutely superb job. Unfortunately, the skin not showing, not sure what happened there. We edited the skin a bit, and it's not showing up on screen. Usually running a black GR Corolla, but also Rian van the Westhuizen there, one of the all the guys in SRI built all these fantastic skins for Rebel Sim Racing. Now coming through the field, we saw just the roof of him stick out. I thought it was him in the opening lap. It was actually Andrew Starder who got through there, but Rian's having spun out, but he's being pressured by Ari Finter. And then speaking of the devil, we've got Martin Makers there currently in 14th place, so he's not going to be happy. I mean, he's got a chance to win the championship, and not right up there where he wants to be. If you look at championship contenders there, Gary Fleming currently in 8th place, so Gary is going to take the points there. But I think the biggest loser here is Wayne Mitten, who's right down in 18th place, last spot, and he's not going to be happy. You can see that Honda is understeering, so he has picked up some damages, and I think he might just be getting into a groove of getting some points in and hopefully, you know, take the front wheel drive championship. So we're going to have to look into this and see what is how this will all fall out. But going back, look at this, Jeff Leroux now on the rear bump of Tian van Rooyen. We've got the two Subarus of Sean Olivier and Andrew Stadler running away from the field, whereas Jeff Leroux is trying to recover. He's, as I said, currently on a new set of pedals, on a new set of well, he's basically on everything new seat, new rig, new everything. A bit of a downgrade from what he had, but he decided he's going to join the final round. He's going to race for the fun, and he dives on the inside there. Fantastic move, and Tian van Rooyen there going for the undercut. Can Tian pull this off as they go through Yikes sweep? They're going to go into barbecue. Tian on the inside there. Jeff is having none of it, and in the background there we can see Rion Scholz just about hanging in there, and he's being caught up by Melvin Gous there. So, as I said, Sean Olivier having already clinched the championship. Second place is now between these guys with Sean Lerero smack bam in the middle of these two guys, and we're going to see what's going to happen here. Jeff Leroux pushing really hard in that roof dish, and Melvin Gous there in the background is going to try and come for a pass on Rion Scholz. Rion Scholz will know that it is a championship battle. I don't think he's going to give too much of an issue there, but look at Jeff Leroux. Jeff Leroux knows that Melvin is coming, and he's putting everything at play here, and trying to get a pass onto Tian, and Tian absolutely doing a superb job here, just making that BMW as wide as he possibly can. And great to see Tubbs here watching the stream all the way from, I do believe, just correct me here Tubbs, it's from somewhere in the UK, I do believe. Oh, and look at that, Jeff has gone on the outside. I was just talking cuck here, and Jeff went on the outside of Tian van Rooyen, so Tian van Rooyen has got to work it out. But he will be coming down the main straight now in the slip of Jeff Leroux. And we know these BMWs do like a good slipstream. In the background there we see Rion Scholz, Melvin Gous not quite up there to catch up. But the leading front wheel drive car at the moment, Donovan Lowe, doing a superb job, and that might just aid him in his championship battles for third or second place. Gary Fleming, unfortunately, just behind Wayne Mitten. He's got to try and make up as many points as he possibly can, and he is really pushing that Ford Focus to the limit. You can see a second gear logo there on his right front door. I can promise you he is not using Oh, and Gary almost loses it. Commentators curse Gary. I will leave you alone at this stage. Going back up front to Andre Serrario. Andre Serrario currently in second in class, in the front wheel drive class, being chased hard by JP Duffy. JP Duffy pushing that Astra to the limit. And look at Gary Fleming. Gary Fleming pouring smoke out of the rear wheels and really pushing super hard. Superb battle going on here. But look at Tian van Rooyen. Tian van Rooyen, as we just missed the shot there, trying to stay up with Jeff Leroux. Jeff absolutely flying at the moment, but I do believe he has got the pace over Tian van Rooyen, with Melvin Gous now having passed Rion Scholz. We missed that pass, but Rion not backing out of it. Rion is absolutely flying. And I know these two guys practice at Killarney. They shared setups, and Rion absolutely getting into the groove of getting back into sim racing, and we knew he was a fast customer. Oh, and a bit of a slide there. That's going to cost him some time. Flame coming out the back as he shifts it, flat shifts it. And that is going to cost him some time. But Rion Scholz, as I said just now, getting back in the groove of some racing and absolutely flying. Melvin goes running a bit wide there. That's going to allow Rian to maybe possibly get a good run out of the corner and catch up to him. But a superb job here by Donovan Lowe, currently in 7th place, but leading the front wheel drive class. And in the background we can see a massive dice ongoing. That is JP Duffy pushing really hard to try and catch Andre Serrario. Andre Serrario doing everything he can in the Honda. And it seems like Gary Fleming is ever so slightly just falling away. He can't keep the pace with these guys. We can see he's really locking up the back, and he's now coming under pressure from Rudy Fender. Now Rudy Fender, very used to ACC and all that, and just joined the AC brigade, and yeah, doing a superb job here at the moment. So very close there. Another dice going on. That is between Christo Meintjes. Christo Meintjes, as I said earlier in the race, brother of Martin Meintjes, and coming through the ranks in that bright yellow Subaru. Not in a happy place at the moment. I think he might have gone off. He was quite quick in qualifying, but pushing really hard to catch up to Chantal. And just up ahead we see third place man in the front wheel drive class. That is none other than Martin Meintjes. Oh, and that is the car of Rudy Fenter going off. So not sure what happened there. Rudy losing a lot of places, and Martin Meintjes then moving up into 11th place, as well as taking a spot up in the front wheel drive class. Right up ahead we've got the car of Arie Venter, also one of the newcomers here, doing a superb job in the Checker 60 seconds car. And I think that's quite a lovely looking blue. Hopefully he doesn't go like a scooter and he starts moving. But Arie absolutely loving this and loving the Honda, getting into the groove of things. But in the background there we can see that and very, very wide exit there for Arie Venter. If he continues doing that, we might just see Martin Meintjes catch right up to him, and Chantal de Jager still in 13th place. But there's a metal dice right in the back of the pack, and we're going to stick with this one. Just have a quick look. But another close dice here is Andre Serrario trying to pull away from JP Duffy. JP Duffy having none of it and pushing super hard. Used to oval track racing, getting used to circuit racing now, and doing an absolute superb job here as they go down the back straight towards Sunset. JP, you can see the brakes glow up there, and really doing his best. He is currently in 3rd place in the front wheel drive class, and trying to catch up to Andre. Andre having missed. Oh, and JP screws it up there all by himself, runs a bit wide. That gravel pit is really going to hurt the car, and it's going to hurt his time. And you can immediately see Andre Serrario putting about a second away from him. So we're going to go back to another dice going on. That is a dice between Rudy Fenter, who has fallen back, and as has Gary Fleming. So I'm not sure if they might have had it coming together, because Gary Fleming also now having fallen way back, and that allows the points to get back into place where they're not scoring points beyond 10th place. So all these guys will stay in the positions they were before the race. So even if one of them wins the Class B challenge, or so to speak, the front wheel drive challenge, they will score absolutely no points, as it's all over on an overall basis. But Chantal de Jager, they're pushing her hard out and trying to keep up with Rudy Venter. Rudy Venter trying to catch up to Martin Meintjes, and up ahead we currently have Arie Venter, who has now gone up into 4th place in the front wheel drive class. We're going to keep our on the times on the left and try and follow the dices as we go. I mean, we always want to see a good dice on the live stream. And look at this, Rian van der Westhuizen now having caught up to Gary Fleming and really pushing that Subaru. We saw Rian there in the earlier stages, well, actually on lap 1, turn 1, where he got spun out. Not sure what happened there, we'll have a look into it. But it is absolutely fantastic racing here, and Rian van der Westhuizen pushing really hard. And right behind him, one of the new guys as well, Martin Meyer. He is quite quick, but getting into the groove of things. He has actually now joined the Rebel Racing Sim Racing team, and I can promise you that the likes of Sean, Rian, and all the guys alike in that team, they work closely together, they share setups, and they will be getting Martin up to pace quite quickly. I mean, we saw that with Donovan Lowe. Donovan Lowe currently leading the front wheel drive class, and he's actually running away with it. He's not quite able to keep up with the rear wheel drive guys, but he is up there in there. But going to back to the leaders, Sean Olivier there on lap 8 of 12, currently leading with 3.2 seconds over Andrew Sadler. Teammate here, Andrew not going to challenge him. Andrew trying to get through the field, but knowing he's got no chance of getting onto the podium of the championship unless Jeff literally messes it all up, and that is not the kind of guy who does that. Jeff Leroux currently in third place, pulling away from Tiaan van Rooyen. Tiaan van Rooyen really pushing in the BMW, but not quite able to stay upright there. And it does seem that Melvin Gous in the Bitstream Subaru is currently catching up to Tiaan, so Tiaan might come under pressure from Melvin Gous quite soon. We'll keep an eye on that. Rion Scholl's currently in 6th place, as well as 6th place in the rear-wheel drive class. Donovan Lowe there, leading the front-wheel drive class in 7th overall. And he's got a gap of 4.3 seconds over JP Duffy in 3rd. Ari Venter there in 4th place. So the field more or less having, how can I put it, spread out. But we do have a nice battle here ongoing for 13th place, with Chantal de Jager currently leading the battle, chasing hard to try and catch up to Rudy Venter. Now Rudy Venter, quite a quick guy, but getting into the groove of Assetto Corsa, and Chantal currently being caught up by Christian Meintjes, and Gary Fleming also coming back onto pace. So this is a massive battle ongoing here. Guys, now remember, this is the front wheel drive class, so even though they're running 13th, 14th, 15th, they're about 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th in the rear front wheel drive class, so they are absolutely flying. And we're going to watch this Christian Meintjes, the rear wheel drive Subaru there in between, and look at Gary Fleming over the curbs here, trying to put his nose onto the inside of Christian Meintjes, and Christo has none of it. Then also in the background there we see Rian van Westhuizen coming under pressure from none other than Martin Meyer. So his newly found teammate is really putting the pressure on, running wide. Is he going to go for a dive on the inside? No, he backs out of it. And Gary Fleming absolutely pushing it. He knows he has to get the points there. Wayne Mitten running a lonesome 18th place. He got into the tyres, and you can see that Honda is not behaving well. It's behaving like a lawnmower, which it actually is. And yeah, Wayne not in a happy place at the moment. He knows he's not scoring any points. He's just getting to the finish. He is leading the championship with 1 point over Gary Fleming. Gary Fleming also at the moment not in the points, as is Martin Meintjes, 1 point out of the points. So that should make a difference. Martin Meintjes basically level with Gary Fleming on points. So we're following this lead back, and look at this, Tiaan van Rooyen now coming under pressure from Melvin Gous. This is the fight for 4th place overall. So Melvin Gous is trying to make up as much points as possible, as he knows Jeff Leroux is just behind him in the championship. This is the final round, and every single point will count. So Melvin Gous will want to try and get past Tiaan van Rooyen. And as you can see up ahead, Jeff Leroux is just running away from them with this battle ensuing, and we've got to keep an eye on this. They are on lap 10 of 12, so there's 2 laps remaining. So we're going to stick with this one and see what is exactly happening here at the moment. So can Melvin Gous catch up? Can he pass Tiaan van Rooyen? We know that BMW is quite quick on the straight. Melvin trying to get some sort of drive on the rear bumper. There's Tiaan van Rooyen. So Tiaan van Rooyen coming under pressure. Melvin wants that 4th place. He really needs to get that 4th place. Otherwise, Jeff might pass him and Sean Loureiro. As I said, Sean Olivier up ahead in the lead, followed by Andrew Stadler, 3.9 seconds apart. But this is the battle for championship, with Jeff Leroux currently in the advantage, and it does seem like Tiaan van Rooyen has now put the hammer down, and he's not going to have anything to do with the championship, and he's really going to push this car super hard. He wants that 4th place, and yeah, quite a lot happening here. Unfortunately, we see Andres Herrera, who has pitted, so not quite sure what happened there. That is going to take his lead away, well, his 2nd place away, and that moves JP Duffy up into 2nd place in the front wheel drive class, and Ari Venter now into 3rd place in class. So That is quite an interesting battle evolving there. We're going to go back to the back of the pack in a minute. We just want to see how this unfolds. They've got 2 laps to go. Melvin Goes trying on the outside there, is pushing super hard to try and catch up. Can he make a pass on Tian van Rooyen at all? Jeff Leroux right up ahead. He will be seeing. And that is that's Tian van Rooyen retiring. Not quite sure what happened there, but I do believe that if you look at the smoke, Tian van Rooyen might have blown his motor maybe too hard in the downshifts. But that is the end of it. That moves Melvin goes right up into the position where he would have wanted to be. And Jeff Leroux there currently catching up to the car of, is that the car of Andre Serrario? So Andre Serrario has gone to, no, that's the car of Gary Fleming. So, no, that's not the car of Gary Fleming. That is the car of Divan Barnard. So Jeff catching up very, and Jeff misjudges his position there. Melvin Goes just misses him, so that moves Melvin Goes up into 3rd place. Jeff Leroux now falls back to 4th place. Can he recover? Will Rion Schultz be able to catch up? Rion pushing really hard to try and catch up. It seems like we might have a glitch on the server here. Bit of a ping spike there, as you can see the car's running a bit awkward, but now Rion Schultz is attacking Jeff Leroux at the moment as they're on the final lap. But back to the leader, Sean Olivier, having none of it. He's got to try and win this race. He has already clinched the championship as he comes up into Leeuwkop. Last time through Leeuwkop, he's going to take it home. Already winning the championship. He came into the series, into the final round, and absolute superb job there. Followed by teammate Andrew Staller, 6 seconds adrift. So Sean has absolutely put the hammer down. Melvin goes now up into 3rd place, 6 seconds behind Andrew. So it does seem like the Rebel guys has got that Subaru's dialed in perfectly. Unfortunately there for Jeff Leroux, that is not going to aid his aim to finish 2nd in the championship. He might now be hoping, given a good result in the 2nd and final race, that he might move up into 3rd place and pass Sean Lerero. Unfortunately, you cannot be with us this evening, but look at Rion Schultz. He's right up there. But yes, Sean Olivier crosses the line in 1st place. Andrew Staller there in 2nd place. Melvin Goes coming through in 3rd place. Jeff Leroux crossing the line in 4th place. Rion Schultz, 5th place. Donovan Lowe, the winning front-wheel drive car, coming home in 6th place overall, winning the front-wheel drive class. 2nd place there, JP Duffy, job well done. 2nd in class, 7th overall. Ari Venter, I think that's his best result ever. Again running wide there, he does not like that corner, he brings it home. 3rd place in class and 8th overall. Martin Meek is just right there, followed by Rudy Venter. And look at the Chantal de Jager just beating out Christian Meek is closely followed there by Martin Meyer. Rian van der Westhuizen making the best of what he could, with Gary Fleming having to kick himself for making a mistake somewhere. And yeah, what a great race that we just saw here, guys. We've got one more to go. It's going to be the absolute final. It's going to be a push right to the end for 2nd place in the rear-wheel drive class, as well as overall honours in the championship, and then also a massive battle for top honours in the front-wheel drive class. Now, as I said, none of these guys scored any points, so at the moment Wayne Mitten still leading the championship with 1 point, followed by Gary Fleming, with Christian Meek is right on top of Gary Fleming, both of them on 46 points. And then we also have, unfortunately, Marcus Fraser, who was the closest guy to battle them, in 4th place. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the event. But yeah, we're going to quickly log out. We're going to take a 3-minute breather because I literally have to go for pee-pee. The blast is full, and we will be right back. Have a jaw, go get a dop, grab a cigarette. We will be back in about 3 minutes time. See you soon.
Announcer bot is active.
Welcome back, guys, and going into race 2 here with a lot at stake and a lot happening, and we will be hoping for the best. I mean, obviously, with a lot happening, it is going to be an absolute blast. So let's cross over to the guys, and as they're revving up, reverse grid here, JP Duffy in the lead, followed by Donovan Lowe, Rion Scholz, Jeff Leroux, Melvin Gous, Andrew Staller, Sean Olivier, Martin Makers, and they are off, and we see Melvin Gous getting a super slow start there. That is going to allow a lot to happen here, and you can see again Kailami being a wide track, the guys side by side. There is only 17 of them, and they try and put all 70 cars side by side. On the inside there, Jeff Leroux having a fantastic start, and look at Understander, Jeff Leroux there side by side as they get out of UK sweep. Oh, and Rion almost loses it. Jeff Leroux on the inside there for Andrew. Andrew leaves enough room there for Jeff to pass him, but now Andrew is on the inside there as they go towards Sunset. What's going to happen here? We can see cars in the background there into gravel pit, not spinning out but actually keeping it straight. A lot happening there, and we can see the quicker drivers like Tian van Rooyen down in 13th place, Sean Olivier all the way down in 15th, so we missed that one, but the battle up here for the lead. Look at that, Jeff Leroux and Andrew Stadler, absolutely. Oh, and we see that is the car of Rion Scholz spinning off. So we just missed that one. That was a scary moment for Rion, and the whole pack actually gets through. So not quite sure what happened there, but that was quite some action there. And Melvin goes down in 6th place. JP Duffy having lost quite a bit. Donovan Lowe, but the battle here is absolutely between these guys. And it seems like we have lost Christo Mankis. Christo Mankis one lap down, so he has definitely gone to pit. So I think he was one of the drivers involved in a massive incident there. And it seems like his car is completely damaged. But Jeff Leroux now having his work cut out. He really tried to push as hard as he possibly can to get past Andrew, as he knows once that guy gets past him, it's going to be tick-tock over. And that is the car, Chantal de Jager on the straight now, so not sure if she slipped a gear or slipped something else, but she is not going anywhere. And side by side into turn 1, that's Melvin Gous on the inside, JP Duffy. Martin Makes there having an absolute fantastic run. He's going for the points. He wants to try and get some points in there. But he also has the likes of Gary Fleming, who is fighting for the championship, and Wayne Mitten right up there now with a sorted car. But it still seems like Wayne Mitten is struggling a lot with understeer. And Wayne Mitten, look at this, Sean Olivier now coming from the back. He has definitely gone off. And again, Sean into the tyre wall there. This is definitely not the race for Olivier. Olivier absolutely getting past there by Van der Westhuizen and his own teammate. Olivier not in a happy place. This is not a race he's going to he's new day, new tongue. He's not going to want to remember this one. But back to the lead now. Andrew is pulling away. He's absolutely flying, and we've seen him do this on Killarney last week, where he gets his head down. As short as he is, I think he's about 1.2, 1.3 meters. I do believe his Labrador is taller than him. And absolutely flying at the stage. And I don't think Jeff has got any answers for him. I think Jeff at this stage is thinking about taking second place in the championship. He knows that he has lost some points towards Gous in race 1, and he's going to try and make up that deficit. Gous in the meantime is going to know the exact same thing, and he is pushing really hard to try and catch up to Donovan Lowe. So a massive battle ensuing here. We've got JP Duffy. JP Duffy is actually flying, and then we've got Tian van Rooyen, who has come up through the ranks and pushing that BMW to the absolute limit. And we've got to keep an eye on this guy. Looking at the lap times, he is not slow, and not quite sure what happened there. There might have been contact, unfortunately. Olivier losing out on this one, but as I said, he's already clinched the championship, so nothing to lose there except some pride and joy. Gary Fleming there also trying to catch up. 8th place there, so if he maintains this position ahead of Wayne Mitten, he will be taking the championship. So if Gary plays it safe at this stage and just keeps Wayne behind him, as well as Martin Mankis, he will be taking first place in the championship. So Gary Fleming has got all to play for. Wayne Mitten will be knowing that, and he will be pushing as hard as he possibly can. And I don't think Martin Mankis is actually realizing that he's in 3rd place at this stage, fighting for the battle. So he's just pushing this lovely looking green Astra as hard as he can, and enjoying the fun. And look at this, Tian van Rooyen right with the rear bumper there of JP Duffy on the inside there. Can he get the run? JP not, and Tian van Rooyen again flashing those headlights. We've warned him about it. I've told him I'm going to shove some sort of light bulb up your fucking ass if you keep doing that, and I think we might have to do that. I will get none other than I'll have to think who's quite big, but I'll get him. I'll even send the bulbs all the way from over here. We'll put it up his ass, and we'll light it up like a fucking Christmas tree, because that is not on his SRA. That might see him get a penalty, because this is the second time he's been warned about it. You do not flash your fellow drivers if you're not lapping. Even if you're lapping them, one flash allowed. If you go bonkers like a fucking guy in the driving, trying to hook up with some sort of wet t-shirt boob, so it's not happening. So unfortunately there, Tian van Rooyen under investigation by the admins, using his headlights. And I can promise you it's got 4 lights in there. I do believe that I can personally fit 4 xenon bulbs right up his arse. But look at this, guys. Melvin Gous pushing really hard, trying to catch up to Donovan Lowe. Now, if they get involved in a battle, remember Jeff Leroux is slowly but surely putting away. Donovan Lowe is right up there in 4th place, doing a superb job in that Hyundai. We know the Hyundai is fast. Donovan joined the league a bit late, and he's being caught up now by the Subaru of Melvin Gous, and Melvin going super sideways. You can see him really pushing super hard. And in the background there, we can see Mr. Spotlight catching up, and that might just Melvin using the track and more this stage. This is one of the closest dives going on. We've also got another dive between Martin Mayer and Wayne Mitten. This is actually a championship battle, so we're going to stick with this one for a bit. We'll keep our eyes out on the front battle as we quickly cross over just to see what's happening here. Melvin goes there on the rear bumper of Donovan Lowe there. Donovan Lowe coming under massive pressure now. Tian van Rooyen in the meantime catching up, and we have Wayne Mitten now right up on the rear bumper of Gary Fleming. Now this is a battle for the championship lead, so Gary has got to play the safe and try and keep Wayne behind him. Wayne, we can see, is struggling a lot with understeer, but it seems like Gary is doing the same there, and with Martin May right up there behind them, which can turn the whole scene around. Now Andre Serodio is in 6th place but leading the front wheel drive class. JP Duffy is in 2nd place. Gary Fleming there in 3rd place, 8th place overall. Wayne Mitten in 9th and 4th place overall in class, and they are pushing absolutely everything to the bone. But look at this battle. This is the battle. This is also for championship lead. Now Melvin would have calculated by now that if he maintains this position, he will take 2nd place in the championship, just ahead of Jeff, so he's not going to take any chances. But if Tian van Rooyen passes him and he cannot pass Donovan Lowe, then that whole scenario will turn around and Jeff might just take 2nd place. This is all to play for. Jeff in a comfortable 2nd place, trying to catch up to Andre Saller, which I highly doubt is going to happen. And these guys 8.5 seconds behind Jeff Leroux. So Jeff has just got to get it to the finish and hope for the best behind him, and Melvin pushing really, really hard to try and get past Donovan Lowe. Donovan making that Hyundai absolutely super wide, and Wayne Mitten now right in the rear bumper of Gary Fleming. So what's going to happen here? So we've got 2 championship battles. Oh, and look at that. I don't know if he pulled the handbrake there, but Wayne Mitten absolutely sideways there as he loses some ground on Gary Fleming, and this allows Martin Main to catch up. And do not throw away Martin Mankis. Martin Mankis not slow at all, and he's got to be seeing all of this happening in front of him. I mean, it is right in his view, and he will be pushing as hard as he possibly can and hoping that these guys in front makes any kind of mistake. Back to the battle for 4th place. There is still Melvin Gous and Donovan Lowe battling it out as hard as they possibly can, and Melvin Gous having no answers to Donovan Lowe at the moment. Donovan Lowe just putting that car absolutely right on pitch and keeping him behind him, with Wayne Mitten now on the, and look at that, Martin Meyer tries to get the inside of Wayne Mitten there. So Wayne is really got to think about this. He's got Gary Fleming ahead of him, battling for the championship lead, and and Martin Meyer runs wide, so that's going to give some free air to Wayne Mitten, but he's going to try and catch up to Gary Fleming. Now I'm not sure if Gary is going to be able to keep Wayne behind him. Wayne is absolutely flying at the moment, and Martin Mank is not quite up there. But 8th place, that's going to award Gary with 2 points, Wayne Mitten with 1 point, Martin Mank is on 0 points. If I'm correct at the moment, I unfortunately cannot connect to the server to double check the points. But massive dice here still between, and look at this, Tian van Rooyen now having caught up. So this is a battle now for 4th place between 3 cars. Tian van Rooyen 0.2 behind Gous, 2.2 behind Donovan Lowe. What's going to happen here? They are absolutely pushing it. Melvin Gous will know that if he drops this position to Tian and Donovan stays ahead of him, that he will be giving 2nd place to Jeff Leroux. Jeff Leroux 7 seconds up ahead, and it seems Jeff Leroux has taken the lead. So and Melvin Gous running sideways, so he's pushing really hard. So this might be turning the tables around completely at the moment. Jeff Leroux has taken the lead, so Andrew Stadler has made a mistake and he's fallen back to 2nd place. Donovan Lowe now in 3rd place, coming under heaps of pressure from Gous, with Tian van Rooyen just waiting for all of this to play out. And again, Tian van Rooyen on those spotlights. We are going to break off his headlight switch, break off his fingers, and if he goes on, break off his penis. This is, guys, absolutely something that we do not tolerate on Sunrise Africa. Headlight flashing, especially on a Seto, is something that really bothers anyone, especially if you're running in VR, it's like flashing a Springbok light, hunting light right into your eyes, and yeah. But nonetheless, a massive dice ongoing here. Melvin Gous using the track and more. Tian van Rooyen right up there. Donovan Lowe making that Hyundai as wide as he possibly can. We're looking at the times. Gary Fleming, Wayne Mitten, another close battle ongoing. We're going to try and keep this to go down the main straight. It's going to be an out-braking zone. We're just going to check into this. Wayne Mitten putting the pressure on Gary Fleming there. Can Wayne do anything? He's on the slip off Gary Fleming there. Can he get a good run? Look at that. Donovan Lowe now coming under massive pressure from Melvin Gous as they go into the braking zone. So it's Crowthorne. Donovan super late in the brakes. He runs wide there. Can Melvin? No, they touch and Melvin Gous is going to lose it. That is going to cost him a position. Tian van Rooyen passes Melvin Gous there and Melvin falls back ever so slightly. So that is pushing him down into third place in the championship unless he can somehow get back any positions. But this is still, and look at Tian van Rooyen on the outside there, absolutely flying. Donovan Lowe seems like he's lost some kind of pace. Melvin Gous passed him, so that pushes Melvin Gous back into the second place of the championship. So it is all to play for, and Melvin is going to try and catch Tian van Rooyen at the moment. Donovan Lowe, not sure if that impact between him and Gous has caused some damage, but he lost a lot of pace, or he's decided to back out of it. He's currently leading Class B. And hopefully trying to get up in the points. So it seems like this dice is more or less settled in, and we're going to go with this. Gary Fleming still under a lot of pressure from Wayne Mitten there. Wayne Mitten fighting for the championship here in front of the drive class, and it is absolutely entertainment going on here. Not sure if Wayne has got the pace to catch up. Wayne absolutely struggling with a lot of understeer. You can see him locking up the rear there, but look at that steering input. The car not turning as he would have liked it. Gary having a much more stable car than Wayne at the moment, and look at that, a very late braking maneuver there by Wayne. Wayne pushing it as hard as he possibly can. He knows he has to get this point. He really needs this point. Playing into favour for him is that he did more rounds and had more wins towards Gary. So if they do end up in a tie, he will be taking the winner, the championship win. And with the points currently as they are, it is down to 50-50. But this is the closest battle on track. We're going to stick with it. Jeff Leroux currently leading on lap 9 of 12 with about 4 laps to go. Andrew Stelly in second place, having lost out big time. Not sure what happened there. We might check in with him and just find out. Tian van Rooyen there in third place. Melvin Gous pushing really hard to try and catch up to him. The gap is between 1.1 and 1.2 seconds. Oh, and Wayne Mitten runs wide. That puts him right in the claws of Martin Meyer. So Martin Meyer takes that slot back, and not quite sure what happened there. Wayne just struggling with understeer, and I might have the points wrong here, because if I'm looking at the tables now, for what I can see, if they finish in the position they are, Wayne will take it with 1 point. Gary and Martin Meintjes will finish up on level points, which means Martin Meintjes will take second place because he did one more race and also had the better overall positions as well as qualifying times. So Gary, from a championship lead battle at the moment, having to push super hard. The one thing that can change us now is that if Wayne makes a mistake and Martin Meintjes make up on it, and we can still see there is some server issues. I'm not sure if it's with the cars or if it's currently with my stream. It might possibly be the stream, as we are really pushing the load on the stream at the moment. But Gary Fleming doing a superb job, and for him to take even second, third or first place in this league is absolutely fantastic. They on lap 10 of 2. Jeff Leroux there having it all on his own in a new rig with new pedals, with a new wheel, doing a superb job. Andrew Stadler there and pushing that Subaru to the limit. Unable to make any time up on Jeff Leroux, but in 4th place, Melbourne goes now down to 0.8 on Tian van Rooyen. He's really trying to get that position back. I'm not sure if he knows that he has, if the position stays the same, that he will take 2nd place in the championship. But he is absolutely pushing super hard to try and catch up to Tian. He got caught up with a massive battle with Donovan Lowe, which was quite some entertainment to watch, and really pushing hard. That gap staying about 1 second, and we're going to keep an eye on that. And look at this, Andre Serrano now catching up to Donovan Lowe. So this might also have some kind of impact on the championship. Andre Serrano having missed quite a couple of rounds due to work relations, and using the track and more there, hanging on to it just about, and pushing really hard as the guys. It's lap 12, but look at this, Gary Fleming and Martin Meyer. Now Martin Meyer, if Martin can pass Gary, that is over. That will push Gary down to 3rd place, and look at that, Martin Meyer absolutely flying. He's on the inside there of Gary Fleming as they start. I do believe this is the last lap. No, it's the 2nd to last lap, the penultimate lap down the main straight. Look at Gary Fleming crossing the lines. He's doing every single thing he can to try and keep Martin. Martin runs wide on the grass. That's going to unsettle the car a bit, but he might get a good run as they go through Yetske Sweep. Martin Meyer absolutely pushing it. Gary doing everything he possibly can. He knows he needs the points as much as he possibly can, but Martin is looking for top class honours. Donovan Lowe currently leading the front wheel drive class in 5th place. JP Duffy in 2nd place. Gary Fleming in 3rd. Martin Meyer in 4th place. He is looking for that podium. This is a super close dice, not just in terms of position, but in terms of championship ranking towards the end of the league. This is the final round, the final one after 9 weeks of hard racing, 24 entries per race. Entries capped on 32 drivers. It was an absolute amazing league, and the guys driving their hearts out. But Jeff Leroux crossing the line in the last lap. Andre Stadler there coming 2nd, starting his last lap. And look at this, Melvin Gous pushing super hard, trying to catch up to Tian van Rooyen. I do not believe he'll be able to make up. He's been struggling for 4 or 5 laps. He can't make up that gap. Tian has just got that gap dialed in, and doing the best he can to take 3rd place. They're on the last lap. We're going to follow the leaders as they cross the line. Andre Serrano there side by side with Donovan Lowe, and this is going to change the championship standings once again. So the front wheel drive class still wide open, and we can see there as they cross the start finish that Martin Meyer has actually passed Gary Fleming. Now Gary is not going to be happy with that, because that will push him down to 3rd place in the championship, and that will award the championship win to Wayne Mitten. So Wayne Mitten, if he stays in the position he currently is, he will be taking the championship. Martin Mank is also coming into play now, catching up really quick to Wayne Mitten. So Wayne Mitten again, as he said earlier in the league, the car runs well in the beginning of the race, and then starts to understeer like a super pig. And I'm not sure if Wayne is running a rallycross or lawn mowing setup on that car, but we will have to try and help him on that. Jana himself got the car sorted out pretty much, and then Jana unfortunately unable to make this event tonight. So Wayne left all on his own, but doing a superb job here, and he might have it in the back here. But back to the leader, Jeff Leroux crossing the line there in 3rd place, 4.5 seconds ahead of Andrew Stadler. Jeff then, if this plays out as it plays, Jeff Leroux then takes 3rd place in the championship overall. Melvin Gous going sideways there. He knows he has taken 2nd place. 2nd place then overall in the championship, as well as the rear-wheel drive class. Andre Serrano winning the front-wheel drive heat for the evening, but not high up in the championship due to him missing a couple of rounds due to work relations. JP Duffy there coming through in 7th place, 3rd in Class B. Gary Fleming unfortunately unable to stay with Martin Meyer. Martin Meyer doing a superb job, and well guys, that hands it over to Wayne Mitten in the Vivid IT Sim Race Africa Honda Civic. He called the car a pig, not a lawnmower. You can see the smoke coming out the front wheels there. That is the end of it. That is the end of a superb league. 16 or 18 rounds, 9 weeks. Couple of restarts in race 2. It all worked out fine. The guys drove their hearts out. But in the end, the championship went to Sean Olivier, well deserved there, taking the win. Second place, going to Melvin Gous in the Bitstream Subaru. Third place, Jeff Leroux got out of the leagues, said he's going to go for a sabbatical, and decided to get back into it with a brand new rig. Still figuring it out, not as much to his liking as he would have liked it, but back on pace, right there where he needs to be, taking third place in the championship, and quite amazed having missed 2 rounds. And then in the front wheel drive class, Wayne Mitten taking the win, taking the championship. I think he's going to be super happy with that. Martin Mank is his first ever full league on circuit racing, coming to the ovals, putting that Astra wherever he needed to be, taking second place in the championship. And then Gary Fleming, job well done. Unfortunately, just got outpaced by Martin Meyer. If he could have kept Martin behind him, he would have been the champion, but taking third place there. These guys, 1 point adrift from each other. What a league, what a championship. Tomorrow night we have the Super Polos coming up. On Thursday night we will be streaming the first round of the Super Polos, which was just as fantastic. And then on Friday night we will be doing the GTI Cup, which was absolutely amazing on Sunday. I can promise you that the racing was insane, super close, massive accidents, cars rolling, but clean racing. The guys just pushed them so hard. And then I don't think on Saturday, I think I will be doing the Super Cup live stream on Sunday morning just before the second round of the GTIs. Then we will be back on track and we will be doing the streams as per usual, one night after the actual league event, where we will be live streaming the actual replay with live timings, live commentating. I do believe it's better than the bot that some of the guys are running, and it gives you that just that closer feeling. So guys, for you who's been watching, a special thanks to Tubbs, who helped me with the sound. Tubbs, I enjoyed. You can come on every week and just tell me, hey, but it's off. Some of the guys down here who sent me a message saying that the stream wasn't running. Tubbs, you did the same. Thank you, guys. It's a lot of work doing the stream, doing the commentating, and keeping tabs on everything. I mean, I'm running 3 screens here, and I can't keep tabs on everything. It just gets insane here. It's that's why my tongue keeps knotting up. But guys, thanks for watching. And as I said, this was one of probably the best leagues that I've enjoyed with SRA. It was a combined effort between SRA, SRL, Rebel Sim Racing, Bitstream, Vivid IT, all the guys getting into it and making this happen. And as is the case for the new leagues coming up, the guys from SRL racing with us, we're racing with them. The guys from Rebel Sim Racing, the team growing bigger and bigger. The livery is looking superb. The team efforts the guys are putting in, it is absolutely insane. So if you want to join us, drop me a message on YouTube, go to our Facebook page. I'll gladly share it. We'll get you into the practicing rounds, and yeah, I would have liked to do a second league now or second stream, but I think it's quite late and I'm going to call it tonight. Still got to have dinner. I've got a sick kid. I've got a happy, well, I don't think she's happy, but I hope she's happy. But I've got a beautiful wife waiting in front of the TV, and I've got my own doofus with his own things. So Guys, thanks for everything, and we will be seeing you in 2 evenings for the Polo Super Cup round 1, which was insane on East London. Cheers, nice. Thanks for joining, and thank you. Ciao, ciao.